If God, a musical state of mind. My love, you asked me if I were God, what would I do? I ask, what's this if business about? Who are you to say I am not God? I mean, for all you know, I am a timeless, infinitely compassionate and wise soul, simply divine. I'm blissfully happy writing the stories of who I am, of each life I have led, life after life, story after story as they unfold, forever evolving. I've led so very, very many beautifully interconnected incarnations. And while I would love to give you all of my stories, well, these days, who has that kind of time? So I'm incredibly grateful to have this opportunity to share with you an abbreviated list of some select and exceptional experiences. Once upon a time, the 9 most powerful Greek gods and goddesses came out of retirement and decided that perhaps Aphrodite wasn't actually a truly good goddess of love. Maybe they could do better. They rejected resurrecting the first fatally flawed incarnation of Aphrodite and decided to pull together their collective immortal powers to make me. They endowed me with the full complement of their extraordinary abilities because, of course, love must be the most powerful force in the universe of all. So you could say I'm like a reboot. The embodiment of love, Aphrodite 2.0. I was woken from a fairy tale deep slumber by thunder. Euphoric, I went to my bedroom window, raised the blinds, and searched the sky for lightning. But that's exactly when I suddenly remembered death and dying, and my emotional pendulum swung. I despaired. I had forgotten that my companion was buried right down there. My first watcher was Purple. He was personified as a Star Trek-style flip phone with an astonishingly handsome hazel green Cyclops eye. I felt safe with him watching over me absolutely all the time. He never slept. My second watcher was the impotent 7-time murderer Mentor. Mentor killed Purple by sending him on an acid trip. Mentor was meant to be my tormentor, you see, but I flipped him from desiring pain to pleasure. The soul of a 4-century-old Stradivarius violin, I fell in love with Belle, my beloved violinist, and so became human. My pas de deux wedding was presided over my tiny bedroom boombox, Tinny. No vows were spoken. They were only gracefully woven to the music of the spheres. A genius, undercover, white hat hacker, I saved the world on a summer solstice by trusting the one person I thought I could never trust again to call me at precisely the right time, on precisely the right day, to prevent a devastating virus from doctoring our digital medical records and causing a cataclysmic change of events that would lead to the murder of untold millions. In recognition of her unwittingly heroic act, the CIA sent a crate of barrel of Monet and Chardin to my sister the very next day. My ever-ready lover and partner, the Red Dragon, keeps his silly silky black back to me to prepare our jasmine green tea, probably with extra honey. The only time we ever argue is over who has the higher IQ, 255 or 252. So we've scrapped the whole conceit and come up with a certified, organic, orgasmic, all-inclusive, new. The devoted, adopted daughter of the last emperor of China. The Empress is a huge fan. The master gardener taught me how to bow deeply, with all the reverence, resplendence, and the respect I could master and command. A diamond-skinned alien goddess with obsidian eyes, I've donated my mitochondrial TNA, a triple helix of nucleic acid, to Homo sapiens. Once activated, the hidden dormant third alien strand will serve and protect humanity from global warming. A tabula rasa, I stand frozen under two bright fluorescent lights, an empty urine specimen cup in hand. I stare at two expertly illustrated instructional posters, but I don't have a clue what to do. Do I follow the urine collection directions for men or for women? Confused, minutes tick by. Which am I? It could be I've undergone gender reaffirming surgery. The second hand is deafening. A nurse could come by. I sit on the toilet deciding to go with whatever parts I have. Still, it's possible. I'm a hermaphrodite, divided by two. I am not an I, but a we. And we are not a who, but a what. What? Oh, shut up. Just kiss me already. Singing that I'll wrap you up in the fire of my love, I've often been mistaken member of the Bandcamp band The Misunderstoods with Cassandra, Lita, Dido, and Eurydice. It's totally awesome. My music therapist, Apollo, advised me to abandon the crazy palindrome bandwagon and to go home. I was a pair of glass, ruby red slippers who could take anyone dancing down a yellow brick road home, to any time, any place, memory, or dream. Once I was an architect of an empty city where I was the sole occupant in a luxury skyscraper. A starving, dying vegetarian vampire, I avoided mirrors. They didn't reflect my right eye. A 12,000-year-old time-traveling clone, I've had my consciousness downloaded back into my original body to further enlighten me on wisdom and empathy. But I'm considering lodging a formal complaint. Seeing how 90% of those of us who beta test this particularly Nancy model invariably have a shortened life expectancy, we tend to exit the program prematurely. I've recommended retiring this model permanently. Why, it's a practice that's tantamount to torture. Blind, deaf, and dumb, I'm the long-forgotten meaning betwixt a squirming beetle in my right hand and a beetle exoskeleton in my left. The resurrected, elected hospital commissioner's first wife, I'm a frequent visitor to Hades. And never a death denial, why sitting by my mother's corpse, I've heard myself uttering the words, "It's not real." Astonished, I quickly clasp a hand over my mouth, only to hear myself repeating the judicious phrase, "It's not real," again. A successful thrill and trill seeker and sunset chaser, the twilight present shared between the past and the future, I hold my sign up higher for September 17th to see. I'm a Baldwinian hero, too, and I'll never stop dancing. I've been a disembodied mind, caught in an epistemological black hole, an alien rose on a distant asteroid. The micro, the macro, and the meta. A whisper across parallel worlds, an imaginary friend with imaginary friends, and the one who fails to appear in another one's dream. I've been a prisoner in a madhouse, and the madwoman in the attic. A baby elephant, pink, and the elephant in the room. Nobody gets hurt is my mantra, and I have learned to add, not even me. An ardent admirer of a single spider's web, a latent empath, and a thoroughly conscientious coincidence collector. I hold on to trees are real and weep. The ultimate, unreliable narrator of my already written stories, a Gemini, I'm blessed with the ability to twin anything, including myself, ad infinitum. Call me an impossibly sexy figure 8. I've been an accidental tourist to Narnia, I mean to Nirvana, without my body. And I've traveled to bliss with my corporal form entirely intact. Trust me, you'll want your body in bliss. So what do you want? Bliss or Om? Is it one or none? Or can it possibly be that there is a cracked smile waiting for me when I get back home from my odyssey? The time, I tell you, is 10:23. The writer of happy endings. Oh yes, I have the best orgasms in the multiverse. And though I worry I am not good enough, I am very, very good, and I'm not done yet. So it's up to all of us. But oh yes, we do live happily ever after. My Partisan postlude. With a side of golden apple pie a la mode, here are a few I and E notes I recommend for our irrational transcendental future. Number 1, only love. 2, people see what they want to see. 3, donuts. It's my euphemism for I don't know, it's nuts. But keep that under your hat, please. Connect the dots is number 4. 5, brutal honesty. 6, everything's going to be all right with a W. 7, always use qualifiers. And 8, follow your mistakes. Thank you.